Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is September 12th, 2020, and this is the Flight Sim News. So it's been a pretty busy week of activity, and first up is Team Fusion Simulations. Over on their Facebook page, there's a couple of announcements. One is 2 days ago, the .005 patch was released for Desert Wings Tobruk, and the change list is pretty long. So many different things: corrected Tomahawk, Kitty Hawk, airfoil, induced drag profile, stall and spin behavior, corrected the Bowfighter, airfoil, drag profile, oil reservoir load, and tear weights. Corrected the BF-110 fuel and fuel transfer systems and indicator lights. The list goes on and on. Once again, I gotta hand it to these guys for, really staying on top of this. It's really cool to see a flight sim that has that much stuff packed into it, and a team that is dedicated to really addressing anything that's coming up as they go. And it's great to see that it's getting the support that it deserves. So in addition to that, today there's going to be a live stream, and it's an event. So I think they're live streaming this, and it's also an event. I saw on YouTube, let's see. Yes, in 11 hours, they're going to live stream the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Britain massive online air battle. And I believe there's a way to join in on this too. So, the ATAG Allies and Axis server appears to be the place you want to go if you want to try to get in on this. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Alright, here's another interesting video from CasmoTV. It says, "Talk like a helicopter pilot from a, well, helicopter pilot."
Hey everybody, it's Casmo, and today we're going to learn how to talk like a pilot.
Roger, stand. This is Anzac 173. You are cleared on 1 Kilo 2 Alpha on these two individuals, CID.
That was quite a bit of fire there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me, I appreciate it. Alright, today we're just going to go over a few terms that you might hear when dealing with helicopters or talking to helicopter pilots. This is by all means not an all-inclusive list, and not all of it is doctrinally correct. Some of it is kind of unit SOP, or some of it's just kind of tribal lore, so let's get into it. Redcon, or readiness condition, is normally going to be associated with some sort of time. So Redcon 1, meaning you are ready to go right now. You're going to call your wingman and say, hey, we're in Redcon 1. You may call headquarters on your Redcon 1. Redcon 2, Redcon 3, 4, these are going to be different times, kind of depends on a unit SOP. Could be 15 minutes, could be 30 minutes, could be an hour. It just kind of depends on the aircraft, the unit, and how things are laid out. Hot gas and cold gas. We're going to talk about FARPs in the future with another video, but essentially hot gas and cold gas is how you're going to get gas back at your home base. So if you're getting hot gas, means you're probably going to pull into some sort of FARP-like area. They're going to give you a quick splash of gas, you go back into parking. Versus cold gas, which is you're going to land, shut down the aircraft, and call for cold gas, and a truck's probably going to come to your aircraft and just fill you up while you're gone or while you're doing post-flight. Pull pitch, you're going to hear guys say pull and pitch, means they are leaving.
This is a pretty cool video, and I really like the stuff that Casmo's got going on. I really like the intro that he has now. That's pretty cool. That's something I've wanted to put together for a while. I just don't have the talent to do that. I know my limitations, but hey, maybe one day a viewer will jump in and help me out and go, hey man, I'll build an awesome intro for you with some awesome music that isn't copyrighted. But we can always dream, right? So I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Alright, the weekend update dropped yesterday, and this is something I'm going to talk about here in a minute as well, that they mention in here. There's a 24-hour live stream event taking place today, and during the live stream event, I believe they're also going to be doing an interview with Kate, whose name I cannot pronounce, but is like the COO or CEO or something of Eagle Dynamics. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but that's basically what the beginning of this talks about. And then they also link to the DCS Syria movie, which is basically this cool video, which is, let's check it out. I'm going to pull that music back because 9 times out of 10 it is usually some copyrighted music that they use. But the video, as you can see, is really stunning. Showing off some of the nighttime stuff, showing off the really detailed airports, and of course the Mi-24 Hind, which I want so bad. So this is essentially the, fluff video for the Syria map to help sell it, and it looks outstanding. It really, really does. I think the Syria map is really one of the coolest maps they've ever made for DCS World, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my time spent in it so far. And from what I've seen online and the reaction to it, I think everybody else is too. So in addition, they go to talk a little bit more about the charity event, or the team of committed virtual pilots from our community will be flying DCS World for a full 24 hours today, only pausing to host live stream events like giveaways, competitions, and live community challenges. There will be live training sessions, and we will be playing the latest homemade Arabian Nights campaign mission that includes a 3-hour operation with real player A-10C, GCI, mission commanders, and 30 virtual pilots. Did they just rename this? Did you guys notice that? They slipped that in there. That is what Sierra Dynamics called their A-10 game back in the day, A-10 Tank Killer. So it's interesting that they've decided to add that to the name now. So it looks like it's going to be called DCS A-10C II Tank Killer. As we prepare for the release of DCS A-10C II Tank Killer, say that real fast, by the end of the month, we're carefully checking the flight model's buffet and stall implementation, instantaneous turn rate, sustained turn rate, and maximum speed at different altitudes. These checks enable measured parameters to match the flight manual charts with precision within 3%. We found that buffeting affects the airframe at lower angle of attack than is stated in the manual. This affected the aircraft handling during deliberate stalling. We are working on this issue, which will result in significant improvement to the overall aircraft behavior in this phase of flight. In parallel, many of the new systems are now functional, including Laser Maverick, APKWS, and the GBU-54 LJDAM. Work continues on the HMCS and associated HOTAS commands and updating the cockpit and external art. It sounds like this A-10 is really coming together, and it's going to be an add-on that you can purchase if you own the original A-10 is what my understanding is. So I'm hoping it's not all that expensive. There's really no price that's been determined yet. I think this will go over really well if this is like, I don't know, $29.99 maybe. But if this is like 50 or 60 bucks, man, I could see them getting the pitchforks right now. And lastly, they start to talk about the Hornet a little bit. This week we fixed an issue with the air-to-ground radar heading figures overlapping when switching from MAP to EXP123. Other strange behavior when switching between air-to-ground radar EXP modes and air-to-air radar has now been resolved. When unlimited weapons mode is activated, the salvo ripple replenishment levels now display correctly. Threat circles on the SA page now show even if the threat icon is not visible. The SAM threat ring draws order on the SA page has been fixed. Swapping HSI SA on left and right MDI now function correctly. A fuel transfer issue from external tanks has now been fixed. radio volume issues and the COM AM/FM change on the UFC have been fixed. The Throttle HOTAS Warthog and VPC Warbird plus MT50 now have updated presets if you own those. And of course, thanks again for your passion and support. With kind regards. So, FireBlaze has posted yet another video in the Ka-50. And in this mission, he's going to wipe out an active Scud battery. That is really freaking awesome. I need to figure out how to do that. That's pretty cool. He's got two videos at the same time going, one in the corner and one over here. Again, my skills with this stuff just isn't all that great. I've only figured out enough to get by, but that would be pretty cool. It must be maybe playing back the track file at the same time as playing back what he recorded here would be my guess, but that is really cool. And the video is almost 6 minutes long. I'll throw a link in the video description as usual so you can check out this fantastic video for yourself. This is just an observation more than anything that I thought was kind of cool, but somebody posted this the other day, and it says, you can see the smoke from the wildfires in California, Oregon on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's crazy. But I'd imagine if they're doing that, real-time weather system and using updated weather, I guess that would be something that would be included. Executive producer for 1C Games, Jason Williams, has his own YouTube channel, and I didn't realize this till the other day, and he puts up a video called IL-2 Sturmovik Spotting Fun 4K demo. Well, he's a much better pilot than I am, that's for sure, because I can't spot shit in any of these games without some labels, so there is that. But it's pretty cool that he was able to do this in 4K, and it goes to show that in IL-2, I guess you can do spotting without labels at higher resolutions. I know DCS has a problem with that once you get into 4K, the dots become so small that they're really hard to see because of how sharp everything becomes. And that's definitely an issue they've needed to address for a very long time now. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. So this here is the Tactical Pascale channel, and it looks like their live stream is going even right now. Although, I really don't hear anything. Not sure what's going on there, if there's some kind of technical difficulty, but I'll throw a link to this in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, there's something going on that I don't have any audio, and somebody even said, "You're muted, I think." So this is going to be going on for a while now. The stream started 7 hours ago and it's going on for 24 hours, so this should be going for most of the day. And again, he's supposed to be doing something with like an interview with Eagle Dynamics today, so
helps if I press the button, doesn't it? Hello again, thanks for that.
There it is.
That's why we have chat to point out all the mistakes I make. But I've just had my pasta. I'm all nice and refreshed. Here, because this t-shirt's not good.
I'll mute this for the moment, but definitely throw a link in this to the video description so you can check it out for yourself. Now, the most exciting news of the week has been Heatblur has spoken. The team is currently focused and very busy with completing some of the biggest features we've ever shipped. The F-14A, Forrestal, A-6, and campaigns. The F-14A will release with an undetermined list of additional features in the October DCS patch. We haven't had a DCS update for a couple weeks, so I'm hoping that this next big one for October is going to have all the awesome goodness that we've been waiting for, which is the F-14A. The latest changelogs for the F-14 have been anemic due to our insistence and prioritization of new feature branches, and we look forward to showing you more about what kinds of upgrades we've done to various aircraft systems along the way. Since those updates will focus more on new features, we figured we'd just drop a quick and non-exhaustive list of major priority issues that we're working on. We know several of these are frustrating and common annoyances, especially in multiplayer, and since we'll be speaking almost exclusively about new features, we want to make sure that you all know that these issues are not, nor will they be, forgotten. Some of our priority issues as of today include the AIM-54 Phoenix API changes and guidance behavior. This is a big one and requires more support from Ed to fully solve. Bear with us while longer as we continue the conversation with Eagle on making sure this gets done appropriately. Jester getting stuck in TWS-A. Jester unable to return to RWS. Jester getting stuck in RWS after TWS Auto. General TWS Auto issues. Adding radar mode selection options for Jester. Jester IFF improvements. Jester STT target selection and prioritization. Wind heading speed calculation issues when dropping bombs under very specific circumstances. TCS slave to radar for human Rio. Missing MAX 79 racks. LAU 138 on outboard station and missing textures on lower station. Right engine not starting after damage and respawn. Hook animation changes in damage model. Continued damage model refinement. Repair not working correctly for certain items. Ground and taxi behavior issues, and hundreds of smaller issues. With the launch of the A, and thus taking a giant leap towards feature complete status, we will turn our attention to improving existing systems as we continue to refine and complete the aircraft. Stay tuned as we begin discussing the sweeping changes to the F-14 coming in October next week. Thanks as always for your support. We're cognizant of our gaps and where we must work harder, and we hope we will reward your patience through the continued release of quality work. These guys are just the best. They really, really are. I've never seen anybody, communicate to the community with more passion and respect. And, the work that they do speaks for itself. These guys are the example that even Eagle Dynamics should follow, if you ask me. This is dedication, and this is what all other third-party developers should really strive to be like. I'm dying to see the F-14A, man. This is going to be so much fun. All right, this is a few days old, but It looks like X-Plane 11 is now out of the beta version, and with the Vulkan support, so X-Plane 11.50 has now been released. And this does include Vulkan and Metal. So I believe Metal is something they use on the Mac side, and Vulkan utilizes things on the PC side. So this should be pretty cool if you're an X-Plane user. I don't know if all the bugs have been fixed. I know the Vulkan thing, from what I've been following, hasn't been a smooth transition, but I do know everything I've read has basically shown that, you know, X-Plane 11 with Vulkan definitely makes it perform a lot better. So it's something to look forward to if you have X-Plane. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Total Controls. These are the guys with the multi-function button box that I reported on a while ago. And today is the start of a Kickstarter campaign for these guys. So as of my time, in 7 hours and 47 minutes, and it is about 6:12 a.m. here, they will begin their Kickstarter campaign. So if you want to get in on this, the product looks really cool and really well made. I can't say much about pricing. I know they did talk about some pricing and it seemed a little bit high, but you know what? Somebody's got to make money when they make something like this. None of this stuff is like easy to make, and granted, somebody could make something for cheaper on their own, I'm sure of it, but if you have the time and the money and the dedication and the machines to be able to pull off something that looks as nice as this when you have a finished product, then hey, go for it. But for those of you that want something that's nice and looks like, you know, looks the part, I think something like this is definitely a product worth supporting. Or give these guys a look once this goes live, and if it's something you think you're into, maybe it's something that'll work out for you, because usually in the Kickstarters you have an opportunity to get in on the ground level and get something for a decent price. But again, I don't know what their plan is. I'm just passing along the information that they gave to me, which is, hey man, our Kickstarter is going to go live here soon, and if the Kickstarter doesn't go well, then this whole thing does not happen. So if you want to support somebody that's out there in the community trying to make things for the community and to further flight sims in general, check out Total Controls and see what they're doing on their Kickstarter campaign. Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk about today, and the one thing I've noticed is, you know, traffic has been really good and consistent on the channel. The Flight Sim News seems to be the most popular thing that I do. The actual, you know, real content that I provide doesn't seem to be as popular as the news broadcasts, and that's fine. But I really would like to grow the channel a little more, and it just seems that subscribers have kind of just, you know, dropped off, man. And it was like, for a while there, every month I was pulling in maybe 500 new subscribers, and now it's just a crawl, man. It's just stopped. You know what I mean? It's really hard to get people to subscribe, and I don't get it, because everybody that likes the channel loves the channel. I guess my point is that it would really be helpful if you guys out there who are already subscribers can get some friends and relatives to subscribe as well. And the other thing that you can do to help the channel and to help the channel grow is interact. Post comments. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down button. Those are the things that help, from what I understand, the YouTube algorithm to help it to position my content better for better traffic and suggestions for people, you know. But yeah, I really need you guys to, you know, get more people to subscribe if you can, and interact. Interacting is one of the most important things. Even if you drop a note in the comments and say hi, and that's it, you know, or hit the thumbs down button. If you don't like something, thumbs up or thumbs down is counted as an interaction, and those are the things that YouTube likes to see. So I definitely need the thumbs up, the thumbs down. I definitely need the comments. And more than anything, I really need to get the subscribers up. And that seems to be the biggest challenge for me right now. You know, content-wise and views, they're definitely doing well. They're kind of right on par with where they've been, which is good. I'd like to see more, but again, it takes subscribers, it takes interactions to get the YouTube algorithm to, you know, position us properly, and those are the things that I need more than anything right now from you guys. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, feel free to hit the like button, and until next time, guys.